Hello beautiful people, so today's tutorial I'm going to be teaching you how to achieve this 6 pieces dress using a princess dart seam for it, and it's stylish because it's laced and loop at the side. As you can see from the video, it's a very simple dress but very beautiful. If you're new to this channel, I'm Gift God's Time by name. Do well to subscribe to my channel to watch more beautiful sewing tutorials, and to all my existing subscribers, thank you for your support. For this project, I'm going to be using this crepe fabric of 2.5 yards, and I'll be using a matching zipper for it. I'll be using my Princess Dart bustier pattern for this project. That is the back part of it, and this is the front part of it. So I have a well-detailed tutorial on how to draft a Princess Dart bustier for both the front and that of the back as well. So I'm going to drop the link on my description box below. I'll be working with my front pattern. So this pattern, this is the center front on fold. I already fold my fabric as well, so I will make sure that they align together, the folded part on the pattern to align on the folded part on the fabric. Next, I'm going to be marking 1/2 inch alongside. This will be my sewing allowance. Then next, I'm going to be extending it from that point, that is from the waistline, all the way through to the length I desire. So I'm marking it to length 40. That is the length I want. At the end, I'm still going to fold that 40. So this is it. I've marked it all the way to 40. So now to get how wide you want, I will be using 11 inches for it. You can also do more than that depending on how flay or how full you want it at the bottom, but I'll be using 11 inches. So I'll go ahead to cut it out. So when you determine how wide you want it at the bottom, like mine, I used 11 inches, that will guide you on how to cut it from the waistline all the way to the bottom, how slant it will be. So this is it when I open it up, because it's on fold. This is the center piece. So now we'll proceed to cut out the side piece that will be attached to the front part. So I'll go ahead to also mark 1/2 inch all through that part you see me mark on the video. So I'm illustrating with my hands how I extended the line downwards, that is from the side part. So this line will guide you in determining your 11 inches that you'll be giving at the bottom. It will guide you. So you use this line to mark the 11 inches. So next I'm going to extend that line from the waist all the way to get to my 11 inches. So now to get your full length for that of the side is a bit technical. You're not going to use 40 the way I did for the center piece, because this side pattern, we are joining it from that end by the side. So it's not starting from the top, from the shoulder. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to mark from the shoulder to that point where I'm going to join it. So that is 4 inches. So I'm going to minus 4 inches from the 40, the length in which I took for the center piece on foot. So I'm going to minus it. So that is 36. So I will be using 36 in length for the side. After getting my 36 in length, next I'm going to be marking my 11 inches wideness, and I'm going to start from that line, as you can see, to mark my 11 inches. That's why you need that line extended as a guide. So I've gotten my 11 inches. I'm going to be marking my slant rule to connect it to the waist region. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to cut it out. So this is how it looks like. I made the marking more bold so that you'll be able to see it. So I've gone ahead to cut it out. These are the two sides, and also you also leave your allowance for the side seam if you are using 1.5 or 1 inches. So this is it. So I have my two side seam and my center piece. So for the front part, I'm having 3 pieces all together, and this is how it looks like. This is the center piece unfold and the two sides. Next, we'll proceed to the back piece. I have gone ahead to place the center back on fold and also fold my fabric because I'll be cutting it into two. This is where the zip is, and I've also extended to my desired length. As you can see, I've also extended the zip part and also add my 1 inch allowance for the zipper parts. And like I did for that of the front, so I extended that side line all the way downwards. So it's from there I'll be calculating my 11 inches to give me that fullness at the bottom. So it's the same thing I did for that of the front. So right here, what I'm doing, I'm calculating the 11 inches, and then you slant your line all the way to your waist region. So these are the two sides for the back region. I've also gone ahead to do the same thing I did. And next, what you'll be doing, like what I did for the front piece, because these are the sides we're going to be joining it, so it's not the same length. So I calculated where it will start from. So I calculated from the center back, from the shoulder area to where the side seam will start, and I minus it from the full length. So I minus 2 inches from 40. So these sides for the back is 38 inches each. What I did next was to use my pattern paper as a guide to notch all the underboards, both for the front region and that of the back. I also notch the bust region as well. This will guide you in how to put your loops. So this is the back region, and we have 4 pieces, while that of the front we have 3 pieces. So this is the front parts of the dress. So now I'm indicating where I notched, that is the under bust and also the bust region. So next I'll be taking out the sides. So I'll be leaving the center front piece, as you can see from the video, and this is where I'll be putting my 3 loops each on each sides. So I will start from the under bust, not from the bust region. I'm going to start from the under bust to put my loops. So I'm going to mark it so that it will guide me on how to stitch it. So now from the under bust, I'm going to mark my first point, and then next I'm going to mark 1/2 inch downwards. This 1/2 inch downwards is a guide to attach the loop. So when I stitch it at one point, the next point is where I will stitch the other end. So after marking these 2 points closely, I'm going to leave 1 inch apart to get my other point. So these 2 points, I'm going to leave 1 inch apart and then mark my second point. So this point is where I will be attaching my second loop. So from the first loop to the second loop, there is 1 inch spacing. So I will do the same thing for the third loop. I'm also going to leave 1 inch spacing as well before creating my third loop. When I'm done with one side of the center front piece, I'm going to repeat the same procedure on the other part. So I will start from my under bust as well. As you can see, I'm done marking both points. Next, I'm going to be creating the loop with these strips. So I'm going to teach you how to create the strip. But firstly, let me show you how I'll attach it. So firstly, I'm going to stitch one point of the strip at that marked region, and then the other point at the 1/2 inch we gave. That is the reason I gave 1/2 inch allowance for the stitching of the 2 ends of the strip. So now I'm going to teach you how to make this strip. So you get a piece of fabric measuring in width 1 inch, and then you fold it into 2 and then you are going to sew all the way down. At the beginning point, you are going to make like a curve. So that curve will help you to be able to pass the whole fabric inside. So now I'm done sewing it, and this is what it looks like. This is the curve. So next I'm going to cut off all excess at the edge for me to enable me to be able to pull the fabric inwards. Now I'm going to take my threaded needle, and then I'm going to just take one part of the fabric, not the two of them, just one part, and I'm going to create a knot at that region. So I'm going to secure the knot again to make it firm. So by the time I'm pulling it, it won't cut off. Next, I'm going to insert my needle inside to be able to turn the entire thing inside. So this is me putting my needle inside to bring it at the other end. So now my needle is out. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start pulling it gradually. So these rough edges will be inside at the end, and then you'll get a more neat work. So this is what I am trying to explain. As you can see from the video, all the rough edges are inside. Next, I'm going to be using 2 inches for the length of my loop. So I'll be cutting out 2 inches each. So you go ahead to cut as much as possible that you'll be needing for the loops. Next, we'll take this strip to the machine to fix. So this is the marked point we did. So this is how I'm going to fix each of these strips to form a loop. So firstly, I'm going to stitch it at one point. That is one of the marked region. I'm going to double stitch it to make it firm. After doing that, so I zoomed it so that you'll be able to see it more clearly. After stitching, I'm going to twist the strip as you can see from the video before I stitch it at the other marked region. Me twisting it is to give the loop this firm structure. So I'm done with the first loop. I'm going to do the same thing for the second one, and also lastly for the third one. So I'm done sewing all the 3 loops together, as you can see from the video. So this is how it looks like, and I'm going to repeat the same thing to the other side. So I'm done sewing the loops at the sides, as you can see. So next I'm going to be attaching the sides of the front piece together. So this is the reason why you ought to notch it, so that you'll be able to know where to start from, how to place the bust region together and the underbust. So I'm going to sew the 2 sides together, starting from one end, as you can see, all the way to the down part of the dress. So I'm done sewing the 2 sides of the dress, as you can see, and the loops are neatly finished. I also did that for the back piece, and I will be attaching my zipper to the back piece as well. So I'll be cutting a facing to turn the back and the front neckline, and this is how I'll be cutting out my facing. So I'm going to fold the fabric into 2, as you can see, then place my neckline region. This is for the back part, so I'm going to place it like so, and then I'm just going to follow the neckline region and cut it out. So when I'm cutting it out, when I get to the shoulder part, I won't cut the full shoulder. I'll just be using 3 inches. Then the length I don't want it to be that long, so this is how I want it to be. You can make yours bigger than this. The choice is yours. So for the back region, I'm going to divide this into 2, but for the front, I don't need to divide it into 2. So this is the front piece, and I'll be showing you the neckline which I cut for the facing. So this is it. I'm going to use it to turn my neckline region for that of the front. So when I'm done turning both the front and the back, I'm going to take my back piece and then the right side facing the right side of the front. I'm going to merge the two of them together, starting from the shoulder region. I'm going to join them together at the shoulder point, and when I'm done joining, that is the lining, the facing together and the main fabric together, I will also join the side seam together, and I'm done sewing both the shoulder and the side seam. So the dress is almost ready. What is left is the sleeve. Next, I'm going to hem the bottom part, as you can see from the video, and I'll be attaching my sleeve to it off the camera. And lastly, I'll be showing you how to create the long rope to be able to attach to our loops. I'm done attaching the sleeve to the dress, and I also hem the bottom part. So this is the rope we're going to be attaching on the loops. So how to get this rope is you first get a long strip of width, 1.5 inches. So firstly, you're going to bend the upper part, as you can see me do on the video. Next, you are going to also fold one part of the one side and also the other side, and then fold the two of them together, and you have to sew from the top all the way till you get to the other end. So when you get to the other end, you're also going to fold it at the, as you see me do, the same way you did from the beginning, and we are done with the dress. If you find this video helpful, please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. See you in my next tutorial.